this party started. What's that song? Let's get this party started. I think that's the name of that song. All right. Not that he's paying attention. Not that he's watching ever. But Griff, I am currently streaming. Let's make sure that I can see my stream. I can. Okay. Derp, 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 derp. Boom! There I am. Hello! Okay. We are currently in airiesummer's house. And I figured we'd have something pretty to look at while I'm letting people know that I'm streaming. You know, I never know if it's going to work or not. I am not caught up on telling people about yesterday's streams. I've only indexed the first half. The indexing takes more time than anything else, honestly. So there's that. Excuse me with the sounds outside. I'm going to put on the fan. It's burning hot in here. Whenever I keep the door closed, the air just completely stops blowing. But I have to do it, otherwise I have cat visitors that are noisy and irritating. Well, at least one of them is. The other one's fine. My Grant's fine about everything, but little guy is needy and annoying and just his usual business. Okay, so here we are. We is here. Airiesummer. So airiesummer has a pretty little cake area over here. I'm not, oh, look at the forks. I love little details. I'm not really sure what this is other than maybe somebody stands here and hands out booze, cups, and plates, and then you have your plate and you eat here, would be my guess. I have so many things to send out to people. I'll just start with, goodness, all of them, so many. I don't know if I could even, I couldn't go back that far. Okay, here we are. J-Heart raided me with a party of 205 people yesterday. It was insanity. So I think I'm going to send J-Heart a thank you. He doesn't like it when I do this, but he can suck a big old fish. Doom. Okay. I don't pay for these. He, in fact, fights me over it, but I would like to, no effects. Those are real torch plugs. I would like to do it anyway, so he can just put it to the guild if he doesn't want it. It's just a thank you. I love to do thank yous regardless of anything. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's beautiful. Those are rare flowers, those right there. And then she's, I think Aries is she, mixed in. These are rare too, actually. These red ones are even rarer. I think we have some crown store items because I think that's crown. That droopy one. And it's all placed into a hedge. That's lovely. Oh, look at the light. She used the handfast stand with a Meridia stone for a light. It's kind of awesome. Sorry, the announcement type dealies just are annoying. I have to deal with them or they annoy me. Look at the pearlescent, opalescent look. I'm wondering if maybe they created the opalescent look for Murkmire and then used it on armor afterwards because they had it. Just a thought. Oh goodness, what do we have here? Let's go inside and then I'll jump down. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Airy. Gorgeous. Good use of glowy plants and candles and, oh, so many pretties. That is just, Crazy is going to love that when I send that to her. Okay, I think I was supposed to come up this side here, not the way that I went. Whoopsie doodle. You know, these are rather affordable. I used them recently in a build, and I think they're about 5K a piece, and they're really not bad. Look at that fireplace. That's just brilliant. The things people think of, I just don't even know. I don't even know how they think of them. Such a brilliant idea, and this is just lovely to begin with. Gorgeous. So beautiful. Okay, so Gothic Raven, 82. I may actually know them. I got baskets to send people this time. I like baskets. I figured a little crafted item. That's probably that Gothic Raven. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Enjoy your basket. Okay. And then we've got... Ooh, do I need any food? Nope, I'm good on food. A little fire in this blue feather Bosmer bin. That looks really good. It's just the right size. I wouldn't have thought it. And look, the bread fits so nicely in those dinner plates. Really well done. This is so cozy. Even though it's outside, it's cozy? Isn't that odd? You know, I was watching late night comedians doing their things from home yesterday, and it kind of amused me because they were talking about how hard it is to do their job without an audience, that they don't know what their comedic timing is anymore, and it's completely throwing them off. I'm like, try being a streamer, because that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's nice when you have someone there to talk to you during it, but unfortunately, that isn't always the way. In fact, more often than not, people are not talking, especially on days where there's drops. For some reason, that is like one of the worst times. Thrash Sart. For, there we go. This is nice that we actually have people in game. That is unusual lately. And they don't have year numbers after their names. I wonder why that's there. Is that a light or a fountain or something? I'm not sure. There's something buried in there and I'm not sure why. But also, oh, maybe it just holds the... Oh, it's part of the wisteria here. Okay, it's the... Maybe? I'm not sure. The side of the wisteria. Also, really good use of those rocks to make it simpler to go up from a different direction. Really nice. So I have not bought Goronir because I don't know what to do with it yet. It's such a big zone, big outside area that's like really a useful thing to have in your back pocket. And I don't have enough of those left anymore. Oh, this is lovely. Why is the bathtub on a cart? I guess to get it up here? But this is, what a beautiful place to sit, take a bath. Looks like there's an added piece. Let's see. Yeah, you could sit out here, eat, maybe take a rest on the hammock. Look at the kitties. Lots of kitties. Bizarre. Sorry that I'm doing this at the same time. It's a weird quirk of my personality that I like to break things up like that. Thank you. Nice. Another person who's actually here. I didn't realize I was so high up. I'm noticing a theme, though. Lots of kitties. What's back here? Aw, it's for sleep. Nice little outdoor sleeping area. Sleeping outside is nice, but there's that problem of mosquitoes. Look at you, Fizzez, what you selling over here. Flowers and vases and alchemy. Silly Fizzez. Silly Fizzez. And then we have a bunch of sky shards and some other lights in the middle. Obviously there's some sort of rite or ritual going on. Not sure, maybe because of the handfast trees, maybe it's a handfast ceremony? Hard to tell. I think there's another floor that I skipped because I was looking at the stuff outside and got all excited about it that I skipped a room. So let's go up to the topmost piece, which is this. Wonder what she has in here. Oh, wow. This is really unusual. I like it. It's so different. So those are poles. Those are just pots, I think. These are grasses you can buy from the vendors. But then she has candles mixed with other flowers hanging. I guess this would be a nice place to sit and talk. She's really made like a, you know, it seems to be a theme that some people have been doing, like hideaways, places to go, resorts, things that are like, hey J Rumper, you know, things like that people seem to be, I can't put my finger on it, but a lot of people have been making these things, maybe as an escape from the illness that's going on. But that's what we do, Oblivion. That's why it's here. It's an open house for people to learn about. But look, I mean, this is yet another spot that you would want to spend time in. It's really just amazing. Let me show you this light. This light was just fantastic. You see this? Especially on the way in. Isn't that beautiful? That's just a stunning light piece, if you ask me. That's pretty cool. WT Loose 3. I don't know who that is, and I don't think it's going to go through. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Oh, it did go through. Look at that. I don't have any Goronir work in place, so let's go keep it on. Look at, I don't think Deary Do fixed their stuff. No. Dopesic. Elsewhere Meadow. I don't know this person, so this is a true rando. True rando. Alright, I'm going to close my stream that I'm watching in the other window to make sure that I don't have any lag. My hair looks bad. My everything looks bad today. Real camera, no fakery going on here. This is what I really look like. Yes, agreed. I mean, I've been taking pictures of houses for how long to come up with ideas. What's funny is that I always think, oh, I'm going to steal that, and then I end up not. And then I completely forget. No sept, no exists. Now, Jays and Jelly told me their name. There we go. There it is. Boom. You get a basket. Okay, this is pretty dark. I'm going to pull out my lighting. Such that it is. So we've got a crafting area. We've got a numisma and a zombie hanging out. If you've ever done the Almalexia quest, this is another really good way of getting lighting, is using her temporary Almalexia lantern from the Almalexia main quest in Mournoth. What's nice about it, it's not permanent, but it lights up things really, really well. And you can use it for maybe screenshotting things when it's really dark out, I find is a really helpful tool. A itty bitty little candle in there. So I use that. I mean, you can use what you want, but that's just one of the tools that I use. I'm truly sad. I lost my griffin, I think. He has retired from watching the stream. I'm surprised he stuck with it as long as he did, because he doesn't play the game. Oh goodness, what do we have here? Is this a jumping game? Because I ain't doing it. Stabbies don't jump. I think we have established by now that stabbies don't jump. I thought that was quite clear. What is it? I mean, maybe I'll jump, but I don't see the point. Okay. I almost didn't make that one. Ah, I didn't make that one. I'm gonna get eated. I'm being eated. No! Shouldn't have done this. Should have trusted my gut and not gone for eatings. No. Why are there even slaughterfish in here? I'm not a fan of that. Why? Why did they put slaughterfish in that? I don't get it. Oh, pretty. How did you do this? Oh, goodness. It's like macabre pretty. That's wild. What a great texture. All those skulls mixed with, I think that's the lava lines. Those are Debella package line flowers, and then they've got the blue glowy undaunted texture. This is just wild. That's just, it's this macabre yet mid-century look. It looks like somebody's mid-century couch mixed with skulls. You know, I like it. And I don't mean that as an insult. My husband is a huge mid-century freak, so he loves that stuff. And we have quite a bit of it in our own home. I like the creepiness of it. I think the creepiness of it is what made it special. I think if you just had that mixture of flowers, it'd be nice and all, but it wouldn't be as cool as that was. I think this is also in progress, because I see there's a stack of walls over in the corner. So this may not be done yet. Yeah, okay. We're still working here. I wonder if that thing that I just did wasn't an obstacle course, but just where they put stuff. In which case, I'm a moron. Oh, good. I think I smeared my lipstick. It didn't quite set yet. Hey, Myth. So, yeah, I don't own this property yet either, because I don't know what to do with it yet. I'm a terrible person. All right. Foggy Missions... Serenity Falls. This I do own, but I don't know what to do with it. So it's currently a storage house. Oh, sorry. Wow, I can't even spell that. Zarsharatraz? How is it I'm hitting only houses I don't have? I guess I don't have a lot of houses. Hold on a moment. I have to spell this weird name. Zars Shara Straz. That sounds like a dragon name. I think the Straz is a WoW diminutive of dragon names. could be wrong. I am not on the PTS. I am on the PCNA looking at houses. I am avoiding spoilers for those people who do not want to. Whoa! I just passed someone. Oh, they're here. For those people who want to avoid any spoilers. There's enough people doing PTS that I figured I can offer something a little different. So I apologize if that's what you were looking for, but I'm avoiding it. Sorry. So, weird. I wonder what's going on in this. Sure. This is somebody's house. This is Foggy Mission's house. If you can, I'll put myself online so you can find me. I'm sure they don't mind. It's an open house. They're probably very happy if someone else shows up. If you need to go to Reapers, this is a good way to get there. Trying to figure out what's going on with this house, though. It's a little different. I do like the glowies, especially at night. This looks really good at night. It's just wild. I'm not really sure what's going on with it. It's neat, though. Isn't that really super expensive? This thing? I don't know for sure, but I think that's one of the really expensive ones. Ba-derp-ba-derp. Oh, look, somebody has all of the things. Somebody's been busy doing dungeons. I don't have any of those. Well, let me write you down. Is it Myth 101? I can wait until you finish it, because then I won't forget to come back. Usually I have it written down when I visit, and then, oh, look at that. Somebody's reading the eidetic compendium. This is cool. This is all cardy. You can, if you use EHT, you can have Myth 19. Okay. You got it. You can read anything that you've found before. If you haven't found it, you won't. But I found this one, so you can read it. So this lets you read whatever you want, as long as you have discovered it. Isn't that cool? It's a nice way to sit in your own house or somebody else's house and read all of the stuff that you haven't actually read because you were skipping through it to finish the quest. That's the way that I like to do it. But I believe, ooh, you have a hovering scroll. Just so you know, you may want to fix that. Your scroll is hovering. Everything else looks perfectly placed. Goodness, this person is very accomplished. Huh, don't I know it? You say that to me. I completely get what you're saying. Whatever you can, you know, at certain points, try to get whatever you can out of gold. But there's some stuff you have no choice on. That's gonna set the house on fire. That is a fire hazard. You need to fix that. Put that somewhere else. Your house is on fire, dude. Looking good. Like I said, though, I don't own this house, so we're gonna move right along. Jorak 1 Bloodseeker Manor, Grand Psijic. This I do own. I haven't been showing a lot of my own houses recently, so I think I might do more of that. I don't buy those add-ons DLCs. I subscribe to ESO Plus, and then that's it. So 999 Morning Star when we get there. I gotta send things too. Not sure that you can even have a 999 in front of your name, so maybe Morningstar. Oh, we've got darkness. So what this is going on, this is an EHT thing. First of all, they've changed the sky. There is a way to fix that, by the way, but you have to block out all of that scenery if you want to make it look seamless. Otherwise, the sky will always look a little bit odd. Other than that, you know, if that doesn't bother you, don't worry about it. And then it also makes everything seem a lot more vibrant if you do this. This is what it would look like without any sort of any sort of reshade. So this looks how you would see it. I tend to do a Luma Sharpen and a Levels Plus, which kind of boosts the colors, but it does make it a little darker. And then I also sometimes do the multi-lot, which makes it even richer, but even harder to see. So I'm going to turn the multi-lot off. But it's something to keep in mind, that if you want to play with colors and see them in a more rich fashion, that you can get a reshader. I've heard it's illegal. I've heard it's not illegal. I don't know. I've skimmed through the EULA. I can't really. Yeah, you can. It's exactly what it is. This is gamma at this point. So what happens here is Cardi has a setting called global brightness. And global brightness affects your gamma. It basically changes your gamma for you. But it's the way that the person wants you to see their house. So I tend to leave it because I want to see the way that the person wants me to see their house. But on the other hand, you know, sometimes I'll do this. I'll say, what's over here? And I have a toggle that turns EHT off, so I can see it, you know, both the way that they intended, but also I can see what's actually in there if I have trouble seeing things. So just something I recently learned, and so something to pay attention to. It wouldn't matter in this house because this house always has the same lighting, but it matters what time of day. Why am I out of energy? What is that all about? My stamina being weird. That's really odd. This house doesn't matter for it. No. Well, yeah. I mean, you could. You could just go into your gamma. Oh, you mean turn it off? No. No. This is just because it's EHT. It's Essential Housing Tools. And you can toggle that. You can't toggle what the devs intend you to deal with. But look at the cute little laundry back there. That's really cute. But this is what they want you to see. Yeah, I mean, you can play with your own gamma, but you can't toggle it. And this is a portal to some other house of theirs. But I like seeing things the way that people intend. Now, one thing to remember, which really doesn't matter in this house, because this house is always bright, because it's magical. But what time of day you put your global lighting in actually matters, because it'll make it seem brighter or darker dependent on what time of day it is. And so your own perception of what's dark or light can really mess you up. Yeah, I guess with reshade you could, supposedly. So what I would suggest is there's a command with EHE called game time /game time, and it'll tell you what time it is. It's 2 a.m. So now would be a decent time if you want to see how dark something will be at night when you're in a normal house, not this house, and you want to see what global brightness will do. I would do it at the darkest possible time. So like 2 a.m. is probably a really good time to test it. This might just be a little too dark for me. I'm having trouble enjoying what I'm seeing because of how dark it is. So I'm gonna just turn it off for now. You know, we can't really enjoy what this person's done. And over here, I think I have it. I think I'm, for some reason, I'm like it's got shift held down for some reason or something, because I don't know why it keeps popping up. Ah, sploot. I didn't realize I'm stupid. We got a little library over here. I really like when people connect to these two spots because it's a real pain in the ass to have to go all the way back down the stairs in order to go to the other side. So if you have the item space, connect those if you're going to use that part of your house anyway. So this is the building section. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have to go to that chest thing. Are you using Steam? Steam has been choking on login. It's having trouble connecting to the ZOS servers. Don't ask me why. You'd think they'd have it down by now, but they don't. Well, that's an interesting trick. Putting the cloth in the doorway, sort of like one of those little walkway things. Can't think of the word for it. Like beads or something hanging down. Alright, I'm gonna turn off my... I'm going to go offline so that I don't get talked to. Interesting reef floor. I wonder what they were going for. Got it. Steam's update is probably to fix whatever the problem is, but I don't think that the problem has been resolved, according to the banner that's up on the forums right now, which says, if I can find it, no, they removed it. The banner's gone, so as theoretically, it has been fixed. Now, this is how this room is supposed to look. You know, it works for the cages and the creepy. You don't really know what you're going to walk into, but it's awfully dark. I would just turn it up just the slightest bit. This is kind of throwing me. I'm going to do one thing. We're going to go to Southern Elsewhere, and I'm going to pick up my thinger. Okay. So, just so you know, the New Moon Priest chests, New Moon Priest style, motif style, went live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Which means that you can get it. But one of the ways that you can get it is from Dirge's chest. So if you've done 30 or however many Dragon Guard quests that you need to open Dirge's chest, which is over here, you can pick up something from him daily. And usually it has like, you know, and I got the shoulders. See? Usually it has this kind of stuff in it, a little bit of treasure, whatnot. So make sure you start going to him every morning. It's good to do anyway, but you also have a chance to get this, a new moon motif, which is a nice thing to have. Now I'm going to send this to someone else. Send this to Star Chastity. Thank you. Thanks for the follow. And you get a basket. Nope, you don't get a basket. Sadness. Alright, so because we looked at that, I'm going to show you my Grand Psijic, or at least part of it. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it would take too long. But I figure what we'll do is we'll go to somebody else's and then we'll go to one of mine and I'll show you the balance of... This is not one of my most recent, so I'm not You know, I'm not in love with it, but I don't dislike it. My tastes change as I go. I don't really know why, but they do. And here we are. Now make sure to check your access because it has been changing on its own. And this is not a good thing. So I just turned that back on for whatever reason the access was wrong. It just changes on its own. I've even got it on video, I mean on stream changing. This was my Christmas house, as you can probably guess. This is Nutcracker Suite. There are 2 builds in this house, but I'll only show you the one because otherwise it would take forever. That's an effect. Okay. So we've got this little entrance, and then we've got a typical Christmassy type scene. I used paintings as backgrounds so that the house looks bigger than it is. I've got a chocolate fountain right here, and then all sorts of cookies and cake. I've got a feast table. And then over here, oh, I don't even know yet. That's why I didn't buy it yet. Over here I have a floating flower that shouldn't have moved, but it did. Cornucopia. And, of course, the Christmas tree. Why is this fire not on? Oh, I guess it is. The Christmas tree itself. And there are birds and other items in it. It's just a giant Christmas tree for Nutcracker Suite. Now, if you remember Nutcracker Suite, part of the story is the Rat King fights with the toy soldiers. So what I did is I animated that. I forget which the command was. I think it was hello. And you'll see the Rat King getting killed by the toy soldiers. So that's what I did with EHT. There's a little animation and then the Rat King dies. And then these are his little homies over here. So that's what I did with mine. Just moving right along. We've got... I don't think Loudmouth Moose. Now Loudmouth Moose fixed the Exorcised. Awesome. So let's go there. Oops. Thanks for the follow. Pavla Victimotej. Pavla Victimotej. Cheeto. I can't even... Not sure. Hi. Thank you. We are looking at houses on PCNA, and we are looking at Loudmouth Moose. This is 96 out of 400 items, and then I'll show you mine right after. Looks like Heartstopper's been visiting a lot of different houses. Timo Pavlovic. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense then. Hi, Blind. That makes a lot more sense. Let's see if I can... Pavlov... If that doesn't work... That was mine. That was psijic. Ground psijic. This is Exorcised, obviously. And then we've got a cute little pumpkin place over here. And some mushrooms. Now, just so you know, you can build up in this house stupid high. Stupid, stupid, stupid high. And it's good to know that because the view is actually not bad. Let me show you mine. I'll show you theirs, and then I'll show you mine. This one that we're going to won a contest. It's the Blood Wolf Moon contest that J Hart did like 2 years ago. It was my first contest house that I ever did, and I've kept it. It's not that great, but it shows you my growth from when I first started to now. So I'm kind of proud of it in the sense that it shows you where the before as opposed to the after. This is essentially the scariest house that I've ever done. And you see, it's got darkness. Okay, let's see if my permissions changed again. Nope, these are right. All right, so I put darkness up too. So this is my house with a darkened area, dark sky, and I'll show you why I did that, because it's supposed to show off the moon, which is the blood-looking moon. But here it is with no lights off, and it's kind of eerie still. But I was doing a wolf, so I made a wolf, or tried to. So that is the wolf there. He had 2 eyes. I stole one for another house. I should put it back. And then this is the interior, the scary interior with the blood. And we are praising the her scene. And there you go. This is a little too dark too. I might futz with it later. Aww. Okay. Next. Let's look at magic wands. Oh no, we've seen a haul. We started with a haul, I think. Did we? Maybe I'm on crack. I'm on crack. So let's do the haul of the Lunar Champion for... Where is he? Magic wand. Now my haul of the Lunar Champion eventually will be changed. I haven't done the Lion's Den yet. I did not get the Moongrave Fane because I don't like it. I hate that part. I've seen people do good things with it, but I hate it. If you want to see a good Moongrave Fane, go to Cloud Traders on PCNA. She's done a phenomenal job with a tower, like a school tower. Definitely cool. Okay. Oh, good! Are you on NA? Alright. Look at this nice carpeting job. So much so that it's even got both ends are complementary with this half circles. We've got a little bit of sewing in there. A nice little front room. And then we've got it all broken up into different spots. So you have a little kitchen-y shop area. And a bedroom. Let's see what they've got going on here. The new plants here from this past weekend. Okay, so we only have 397 items out of 700, which sounds like a lot, but when you get down to it, it's hard to fill up this house with just, even with 700 items, it's hard to fill up this house. So maybe one of the other sections is a little fuller, but I think most of it's probably going to be in this front room that we just saw. But we'll double check. Oh, what do we have here? Pretty. So somebody likes the Moongrave Fane better than I do, that's for sure. They put more time and effort into it. I didn't even unlock it. So they used wallpaper. So you can use carpets as wallpaper. Just stick them up against the wall. And on the interior of bookshelves, it actually looks quite nice. People do that in real life. They wallpaper or they paint the backs of bookshelves so that they have a color that makes the books pop. This is a nice little tribute. And another one. So this is that 4-lion fountain, but they stuck perrite on top, so it's more of a perrite fountain. And I got the treasure. Here, let's look at that a little better. So I like that perrite fountain. Well done. Okay, let's go to the next section. This is my favorite part. The lion's cradle. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I was going to. I really love how far out you can build over the edges here. You can go really far out. And then we have a nice little cozy room. Lovely. Alright, I'll show you mine. Mine is open houses, my homes. Starts with dark moons. The first room is supposed to represent dark moons. The second room is supposed to represent bright moons. So you'll get the sense of what I was doing when we get there. But I use a lot of EHT in this house. I don't always. It's pretty much, most houses do, but not all of them have that going on. So this is, oh, I stole my dragon. I had Calgronted coming out of that hole, but I stole it to put him in a different build, but he'll come back here eventually. But for now, he is, just imagine that that's Calgronted coming out of that hole. So this is dark moons. And then over here we have bright moons. And that's the bright moon. I made that. And then now it'll go away. The sand is EHT, obviously. And then I've got like a really deserty type area, which is supposed to, you know, conjure images of elsewhere. And then just a lot of this stuff going on. I mean, eventually I'm going to redo these. I'm not in love with them, but it's something. For the moment, there's not. Why is there an extra tree down there? I don't know why that tree was down there. I'm taking it back. Thanks for the follow. Why Big Twitch? I don't know. Why Big Twitch? I don't think that's going to work, but we'll try it. Nope. Alright, next house. We were up to Magic Wand, right? Master Shorty. I don't think any of Master Shorties are working right now. No. Double check. We did that one. We can go. Oh, yeah, I know. I should, but I haven't. I do not yet have a Thieves Oasis, so we'll go to Meatballs. Thieves Oasis. Let's see what we got. I'm curious to see people who built into this house so quickly, what they've done with it. It would take me a lot longer to finish this house because I would want to do something spectacular. But a lot of people have... Oh, it might. Oh, Meatball. Meatball's here. Carnival Oasis. Oh, goodness. This could be really fun. Let's see what we've got going on. I like Meatball's work. Ooh, we're empty on the inside. Maybe everything's outside. 637 items out of 700. So obviously it's nearly done. but it must all be outside. Ooh, look at that. That's awesome. What a great carousel. Look at the lighting on top and everything. It's very beautiful. It's, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's ornate. Like adding the statuary and the lighting on top really made it ornate instead of just a fun looking carnival, you know, carousel. It's got more to it. Oh my goodness. We've got, oh wow. What the hell are these things called? Ferris wheel. Words are hard. What's this? Let's check out the Ferris wheel with Fazez and a zombie on it. How much fun is that? So there's a dangling Breton shelving, barrel shelves, I think. And then just normal metal pieces from clockwork combined with, you know, machinery to make a carnival. That's really neat. Carnival ride. And then, what are these? Are these like bumper boats? These could be bumper boats. I kind of don't know, but I kind of want it to be a bumper boat. That would be fun. We've got Mr. Cadwell over here. Honor's not my uncle. Sad to say. Let's see, what do we have? Sometimes there's stuff behind here. So I'm checking and oh, look at the sun up there. That's bright. Okay, so I see what Meatball was mentioning, that their carousel was almost done. So I don't know if it's done or not, but it looks great. Now I need to go up to that clear spot up there and see what's going on up there. Oh, I see. Maybe they demarcated the spots with flags that you're supposed to go to. That makes more sense to me. I get it. All right, so let's pop up here. How do you get to that then? Oh, not sure, but oh, so this is like a little bar here. Like a psijic bar. And how do you get over to that other one? There's one on the other side, it looks like. Or something on the other side. Let's see if I can get over there. Uh-oh. A little bit of lag there. Storage. Is there anything over here? Behind the... Oh, there is! Oh, okay, so we have all these trophies. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a lot back here. Is that a monster? It looks like a crab. It's kind of adorable. Or is it a bouncy house? I could see this being a bouncy house. I'm not sure, but it's neat looking. treasure. I love this. It's adorable. Good work, Meatball. I have a feeling that's it though. So let us move along. I don't have this house yet, so I can't show you my version. Zedd's Mystic Manor, Mournoth Keep. The Relaxed 83. Tomorrow I'm gonna do I'll do EU again because I'm pretty much caught up on NA. Now Mournoth I do have. Mournoth is my my little village. I did a Halloween village. So wow, this is totally different from me. I went dark on mine. So this is Zedd's Mystic Manor. And look at how pretty. Combination of glowies and just regular lights, and it's really pretty. Got a cooking area. It's a dense house, lots of stuff in it. Statuary lit up, flowers. Now there's two entrances to this house. One is on this floor, one is on the second floor. So it's sometimes you can miss things. Crafting. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is a multi-use house. There's crafting in here. There's trophies in here, so you're able to show off a little bit. It's also like a regular home that shows, you know, like a bedroom or a desk or something, or a library. It's a home base of sorts. And this is the second entrance, in case you were curious. And it seems like here they have a little bit of Daedric worship going on. But that's just a guess. I have a feeling I'm really lagging. It's hard for me to tell though, for sure. I'm getting lag spikes, so I apologize for that. Here's my Mournoth. And I don't usually show off my houses, so this is the way that I just wanted to show you guys a little bit. Every so often I review them, go through them for you. So you can see the way two different people did houses completely differently. Like that one was this glowy, magical thing. This one's kind of magical, but it's evil. Mine is a mystery. You're supposed to figure out what happened. Although the cats kind of tell you. Like the Khajiit I have there, already kind of tell you what happened. So, here it is. Let everything load in. This is another one of those houses where I did do effects. So you've got leaves falling because it's supposed to be autumn, and you have a dark sky because it's supposed to be Halloween, and you have dead people. This is also my crafting house. So this is like the woodworking house here. Here's the I hate that thing. I'm just gonna get rid of it. The suit of armor looks like crap. I'm deleting it. So this is my blacksmith's house, but unfortunately the baby didn't make it, and neither did the blacksmith. But what you'll notice is that this back wall looks like crap. This is what it normally looks like. So I put EHT walls in front of it to block it off because I was full on items. I was 400 out of 400, and there was no other way to make it look less crappy. There's dead people all around. This is the clothing shop. And then you have the food, the chef is over here, dead. And you've got, mostly I build these houses with the Breton stuff, but I needed to create a textured wall because this looked like crap because it was just Alinor walls. So I used a cedar siding, or cedar, I forget what these are called. But there's some sort of roofing or siding, I forget which, and I dyed it a darker color and stuck it up here so that it would have its own look. And then what Fazez tells you is, this one does not know what has happened, but it does not seem to bother Khajiit. So that's why there's Khajiits alive and no one else is. Over here we have the cemetery. And you've got a dead person here. And the book that they're reading is not the right one. I need to change that to the right one at some point. I think I just stuck that book on because I didn't have the right one. But the right one was a ode to necromancy or something like that. It was really creepy. And then you have this little truck over here. And inside, I broke up the floors. So this is the bank, given a moment. And then, so this bank has these wooden paneled walls, and it's got a little painting stuck in the wall so that you can actually see things. I'm going to check Twitch because I think I may be down, which will really piss me off. No, I'm there. Okay, cool. And then you have Izabi who says, a Periite cult arrived one day. Suddenly, all the villagers began to act strangely. This one has been hiding in here since. And so you have all of the treasures here and everything, and a door that opens, and all this kind of stuff. So here we go. This is what this room looks like without EHT. It does not look very good. But then you add the EHT and it looks so polished and everything. I really dig what I can do with EHT in that house. Oh gosh, lag spikes. Not good. Now we go upstairs. And we've got imported Black Marsh goods. So we have a store here of just Black Marsh stuff. We have Stab Mart, because that's where you get your swords and stuff. It's Stab Mart. Get to see it a little better. We have alchemy over here. And over here we have just some dead people. And it looks like it keeps going because I've used the painting again to mimic as if this hallway keeps going. You can do that with EHT. And then over here, we have someone else dead. But here's the mystery. So there's Periite statue. There's poison in the well, which is my blob. We also have a poison bottle dripping poison into it. And then you have this guy here with a letter to Periite, and the letter to Periite says, "Thank you, Periite. I know you'd never read this, but I need to thank you in writing for listening to my prayers. This letter is written to you, but it is not for you. This letter is for all the non-believers, the doubters, the ones who scoffed when I told them the old gods would wash away their evil. I prayed to every Daedric prince, but you were the one who answered. The one who saw the only way to fix this city was to kill it from within and burn it to the ground. Even as the flu spreads through my body and the blood flows from my mouth, a smile crosses my face and a single phrase circles my fevered mind. Thank you, Periite." So what I did was I used a book to explain what happened. He poured the flu into the water. Everybody drank it. Everybody died. So that's a little trick that you can use in order to what's the word? Tell a story, is use what's already existing. The books that already exist. Yeah, I sucked, Alicia. I already fell and died. It was fun. Okay. Let's go to, I don't think our Leone fixed their house, no. I do not have a Lakemire, but we'll go there. Eventually I'll get one. Thank you. It's mine. And I am making faces at you. As I do. Yesterday I was in tremendous pain, so I ordered pizza. It has been a long time since I allowed myself to have pizza on a regular day of the week. Usually I save it for my Friday night treat, but I guess I won't be having it this week on Friday. Lakemire Pyramid, Silveretch. 506 items, one effect. I'm curious to know if I can identify the effect. It's not lighting. Look at you can see the snot hanging out over there. Let's go inside. Yeah, I could, but I'm already fighting my weight. People will never think I am pretty if I keep on eating pizza all the time. And then we've got a little, oh look, there's cheese. This pleases me. Alright, so we've got a little crafting area. Down we go. This is such a beautiful home, isn't it? It's sad to me that, you know, it's sad to me that it's so Argonian, though. I wish we could have, oh look, the snots. I wish we could have it without having the Argonian type feel to it. I mean, if they gave us another beautiful aquarium home, I would be so happy, but I don't think it's happening. This looks like a multi-use home with, you know, you have crafting, you have food, you know, different spots of things like beds or whatnot, but you also have shopkeepers, all sorts of little things that you can come and do. It's like my Mournoth, where you can come and you can do your trading or whatnot that you need to do in the morning. And then you come down here and you worship Sithis, because of course you do. Why not? I'm not really big on Sithis. Hey, Andromeda. Argonian has its benefits. I like the reed look, but I feel like the crumbly Zanmir isn't my taste. I do like the reed look. I do like some aspects of it, but the crumbly isn't for me. And you know, it's unfortunate because Zos does a lot of that whole decrepit look. They really go for the ancient decrepit look, and I am not a fan of that. So I see something weird over here, so let's go check that out. Yeah, the mold is just disgusting to me. I can't look at it too long without being disgusted. That's the truth. Alright, we've got a beautiful little, oh, I love when people do this. That's the one effect. It's those fairy dusts. Right there. I did find it. So you could sit here in your little garden and enjoy your view, and it must be lovely. Everybody building escapes. Honestly, I've seen more beautiful escape-like houses in the last couple of days. People are really over coronavirus and they really want to escape. Want to go on vacation and they can't. And so they get to make their own vacation place. Yes, it is pretty. Hey, Garish. I've been better, but I'm holding on. We were checking out Silveretch's Zanmir. I do not have a Zanmir, but this is really cute. The 3 frogs. I didn't even know we had that many frogs, to be honest with you. I thought we had maybe 1. I see something over there. I don't know what it is, but I gotta go look. People are complaining on the forums today that we don't have shovels. But there are ways to make shovels. I use butcher knives. Back to back. Okay, I think this is it. So we'll go move along to... Did she fix this? No. Did they fix this? Doubtful. No. Alright, let me show you my homes. We'll go through a little bit of them, shall we? Let's go to ones that I haven't been in a while. Let's go to Sugar Bowl Suite. This was a contest entry which lost, but I don't have the heart to destroy it. J Heart wanted us to decorate a Sugar Bowl Suite. And being the literal self that I am, I actually made a sugar bowl. A giant sugar bowl. Which I thought was funny. But it wasn't enough to win. But I enjoyed it. And tomorrow we'll do EU, as I said. So here's a shovel, in a sense. Look, I can sign my own stuff sometimes. Let me check my permissions. Okay, limited visitor is fine. All right, so we've got some effects with the back here and this. But this is made from a dwarven lamppost, and this is one of those bellows. So if you stick a bellows on the end of a dwarven lamppost, it looks like a shovel or a sugar spoon. So this was the idea. What I was going for with this was just being silly and just making a giant. You know, I can remove that now and put real cake there. At the time, we didn't have real cake. Thank you. I love the literal ones too. They're quite amusing to me. But yeah, that was that one. They crack me up. Hammer Death was... It's the bad luck B&B. J-Hard had a contest for the luck, like a luck contest, a good luck contest. I'm rich, and it's all in moonsugar. So, being the person that I am, which is very contrary and silly, I went with bad luck instead of what he had intended, which was good luck. So I made the bad luck B&B, and there are 13 items of bad luck in this house. Wow, no one's visited, I don't think. Okay, we do have visitor on. So one of them is the number of the devil. 1. 2 is a penny on the floor that's not picked up. Thank you. You guys helped me with this. 3 was walking under the stairs. Was one of them. And then 4 was Friday the 13th. Thank you! 5 was the salt falling over. 6 was the cat. 7 was a broken clock. 8 was opening an umbrella indoors. 9 was shoes on the table. Those are shoes. Yes, shoes on the table. 10 was not forwarding chainmail. 11 was the crow. Crows are bad luck. 12 are upside down horseshoes, which I actually made with a horse stuck in the wall. And 13 is broken glass, broken mirror. So that is the 13 bad lucks items in the bad news. Yes. It's chainmail. I didn't know what else to do. It's a literal chainmail. So yeah, bad luck B&B. That's what this is. And a lot of you helped me with this. This was fun. And he actually found them all. It took him a while to find this one. This one is a little subtle. So I understand he didn't see the coin. But he saw the cat and the salt right away. So that was really appreciated. You guys helped me come up with some of these. What's another one I haven't been to in a while? We can visit this. My Eleanor Crest is a museum. It's probably my second oldest house that I haven't destroyed. We'll run through it fairly quickly because it's not my favorite, but I know a lot of you have done museums, and so you can compare your own. Mine isn't terribly good, but I tried to break up each culture. If I had to do it all over again, I don't know what I would do. It was a hard house for me to figure out. But there's only 1 or 2 effects, and one of them is it says it's, when it loads, Tamriel World Museum. Agreed. Let's see what my visitor, okay, good. We've got, over here we have Nord. We also have Breton. Originally I had those fake walls up to make it Breton walls, but I took them down because it was a little too busy. In here we have, obviously, High Elf. That's an effect. There's very few effects in here, but that's one of them. And then we have Dark Elf. So that's an effect. We have Honor hanging out over there. Over here, once we get inside, we have Murkmire, obviously combined with Bosmer. So we have Bosmer and Murkmire in this room. Originally I had a mud floor. I changed that. It's supposed to. That's the idea. And then up here we have Dwarven. And then we have, you know, I just stuck all the Dwarven stuff everywhere I could. This is Khajiit here. That's an effect, by the way. Those lights are not real. It's a really good effect. It's hard to tell that it's not real, as far as I'm concerned. We have Orcish over here. And then up here we have Clockwork. I am not one of those insane people who feels like they can do multiple precursors. I am one precursor and one of these. These are all just different furnishings. Like, that, you know, those occasionally you'll find a fabricant arm or something. What I did is I actually just stuck them all together to create a little fabricant, or, you know, dude museum. You know, you can do that too if you want. Redguard's over here. This is Redguard. And then, yeah, no thank you. And then this was one of my first really successful gardening type things. I was really happy with this. Look, I was super stoked with this at the time. And this is supposed to be like a little dining area for the museum. But the real thing that I was very proud of at the time, thank you, was this. I created a platform because I hate that you can't see outside very well without looking through bars. I feel like I'm in prison. So I built this platform. This is without EHT. That's by hand, and that's probably why it looks so crappy. This was prior to my using EHT. I did block that off at one point. I think I removed it. I did block that sound at one point. So here we have, you come up to the top and you can sit and you have a fireplace. And then you have a fountain and you can just stare off into the distance. So that was this house. Museum. I know! That's a good thing, I guess. I had to put, like, stuff in between them and hope that no one saw. My snug pod was also a contest entry. It was an entry into the treasure contest where you had to do like a treasure hoard. And in mine was Baby Dragon's first hoard. And so it's seriously is a baby dragon and all of the things they've created for their first hoard. I think this one won. Not everything wins, but I think this one won. There's the baby dragon. Baby dragon horde. And we've got very few effects in here. Mostly this is just, you've got sintered rock, which I love. And I like that it gives you layers to look at instead of just everything laying on the floor in a pile. You've got sintered rock, which allows you to stack things at different heights, and gives something to look at all around. I don't know why that candle was up there weirdly. Get over there then. There. That works better. And so that's what this is. The snug pod's awesome because it's a lot of items you can fit in here. And you can always like stick things into these gold piles and they look like they belong. It's really strange how well things tend to fit even when you just jam them in there. So that's what that is. Oh, let me check my permissions in all these houses. Okay, that's right. What's next? My lintel is not a... I guess it was an imperial contest. We were supposed to do imperial style. It lost. I have since removed a lot of the imperial stuff, so you won't be able to tell why it was imperial. But it had imperial statuary. It had imperial... not trellises, tabards and stuff hanging. Not tabards. What are those called? Those wall hangings. Tapestries. But I removed a lot of them because I'm not a big imperial fan. But this is my home base of homes, basically. I do have some effects in here. They're very subtle. Like those bushes are effects. The lilies are effects. The pink fairy dust is an effect. And so you'll notice that in this house, there's a lot of, like, you know, my achievement stuff. So I have the Renana up on the wall, or I have, you know, Kunzar is back in the corner over here. So this is supposed to be... And I use these to block off these towers because I hate going into a house, going up in the towers, and noticing that I've wasted my time. Whenever I win something new as an achievement, I tend to hang it in here. This is the way that I think of this house. In my barn is where we worship Daedra, because obviously we do. Sithis is hiding in here. It's supposed to be a little Easter egg of funny. And this is an imperial style home. Nibbanen or something like that, but it is imperial style. And then inside we have some effects like marble floors and replaced paintings, things like that. This is the imperial box, so we have red diamond, the hearts and souls of men, to piss you all off. And then we have other music boxes because I didn't put them all places yet, and I really should. This is an imperial statue. And then this is where I keep all of my different statues from Zos and whatnot. And in fact, I think I have a new one. Don't we? Yeah, Sithis. Sithis can chill over there. Oh, there we go. So this is what this room looks like. So this is my trophy room of sorts. And then this is more imperial statues, a bath area, imperial worship over here, and my balcony, which is pretty much my favorite part, which is just sitting here enjoying the beauty and the sounds. The sounds are really nice in this house. And there you go. That's what that is. Hope I'm not boring everyone showing the grand tour of my stuff, but this is Autumn's Gate. I did a contest for 3 little bears. It lost. I thought it was funny. No one else did. I did take a piece of it out, so it's missing the bear. I had honey, like beehives in it, and I removed it and put it in a different house, so it's missing the beehives. But I could always put that back eventually. But this is Autumn's Gate, and we've got a little da bears live here. And then you go inside, and we have Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear, who's complaining that Goldilocks broke his chair. And then we have the food too hot, the food too cold, the food just right. And then we have a little bathroom. And then over here we have Goldilocks, who did not escape. Poor Goldilocks. So sad. Thank you. It didn't win. I think it was a little too sick for most people. Imagine that. My Domus Phrasticus was for J Hart's school contest. And I did, what was it? It's like a Nern science. That's what it was. It's like earth science, but with Nern. So it's like, you know, the earth, the ocean, the skies, anything that has to do with Nern. And that's what this was supposed to be. The schoolhouse. And then let me check the permissions. Visitor. Okay, cool. Up here we've got the school bell, which no one really noticed, but whatever. And then inside we have the classroom, and they've got all the little study things. And then the Griffin is teaching, which is a tongue-in-cheek reference to my friend Griffin, who was my professor, who watches this sometimes, or used to. And then up here we have something I was very proud of, which is, it's the sky based on actually what the sky looks like in Nern. It's, these follow the places that they are, the way that they're grouped, and planets and everything like that is from multiple star maps that I used that are supposedly exactly what the planets look like and the spaces between them and where they're placed. So I tried to be accurate with this for no reason other than just to be a total nerd. And it worked. And then I've got a terrarium here. Another terrarium. And then just some earth sciencey stuff. But I was proud of that. The backyard, I'll show you real quick, is closed off, and it was not really part of this build, but what I've done is, J Hart has all of these little mini builds, and I don't like keeping them up all the time, but this was my chocolate heart, and I just basically picked it up and stuck it in my backyard here, so that I can, should I ever want to use it again, I can just take it out and stick it in a house. But for right now, this is in storage. This is my chocolate heart storage. Then I have my potato. You guys remember him. He is, oddly, his stick legs are a little too high, but he's in storage as well, so if I ever need Mr. Potato Head, I can move him. Then I have hidden here my ship, my spaceship. This was my kitty spaceship, which lost. I was very sad. I thought it was a good spaceship. But kitty spaceship is saved and stuck in a backyard. The way that I do this is basically, the way that I think about it is, I don't want to destroy them, but I don't necessarily want them out all the time. So I'm holding on to them. They're still in one piece. They're just not where they lived once. Uh, Blackvine Villa is Magic Gone Wrong. That was a DDA contest. Some of you may remember this one. I built it on stream. It's quick. It's somebody was doing a Daedric summoning and it went wrong. If we ever get there. Originally, this house looked completely different. I had done all of the architecture with EHT. It was my first time ever trying to do an EHT only house, and it was interesting, but it didn't quite work. So this should have visitor. Okay. So basically, I destroyed what this house used to look like, and I redid it entirely, and I'm kind of sad about that, but kind of not. So we have, essentially, Oblivion is breaking through and coming in because they messed up the summoning. That's a Daedric summoning circle. And then there's what's happening is you have something reaching through to pull you into Oblivion. So this was that contest. This also lost. I have a strong suspicion that people in DDA really just don't visit my houses. In large part, I think because I wasn't in guild on this character is probably part of it, but also because, partially also because I think they don't like that I use EHT. I went very light on the EHT. You don't even need it for the build, but whatever. So I just built it anyway, and I'm gonna leave it, but whatever. People are jerks sometimes. Don't care. Next one was Dawn Shadow. I don't think there's anything in my Rosie line. My Dawn Shadow was a Khajiit kitty party house originally. It was for J-Heart's Khajiit contest, but then I adapted it for the farm, which is a contest for Housing's Finest. It didn't win, but it didn't deserve to win. There were better farms. It did win the Khajiit contest. The interior was part of the Khajiit contest. The interior was not part of it for the farm. So I'm comfortable with that result. But this was Kitty Party. Okay, visitors on. This is where the bees ended up. This is one of those hives. And then you have a kitty leading the cart. You have a chicken coop in the back here. You have a kitty chopping wood. You have a kitty picking grapes from the grape bower. Another kitty lifting bags. You have the sugarcane and lettuce, and you have a kitty chopping down some of the stuff here. I mean, obviously Azabi is overseeing everything, and then you've got two cats squishing grapes. So that was the farm. And so, yes, it's limited. It didn't look great, and I'm very okay with the fact that it didn't win. But the interior, which was closed off for that contest, this is the Khajiit merchant's home. So you've got a very lush kitchen, if you could use that word for it. But you also have crazy, shiny, ornate, over-the-top walls, because what I wanted to do was show off how gaudy he is, I guess. And then I just reskinned the entire home with EHT, and I really was happy with it. And here's the jewelry where you get dressed and stuff, and bathroom, little smoking area, books shelf, bedroom. There you go. It says a whole Khajiit home. So that's what that one was. Pariah's Pinnacle is Castle in the Clouds. It was, I don't think it won that. No, it didn't. It didn't win for Castle in the Clouds, and it didn't win DDA's original contest for Over the Top, which was supposed to be the biggest, most extreme house we've ever done. not big size-wise, but just like idea-wise. And this certainly, for me, was the most aggressive house I had ever done. It is a castle, literally, in the sky. And it didn't win. As again, I say, I don't think DDA has a place in their heart for me currently, because I use EHT. So we'll turn the EHT off so you can see it without it for a moment. And then that's with. And I made this house. You come in here, and then you've got just this pretty little garden. I built this all from scratch. Fountains, more pretty garden. And then you go up a floor, and you've got basically just a pretty spot for things. It was just supposed to be a pretty floating castle, and that's exactly what it is, a pretty floating castle. And here's the waterfalls I made, little mushroom waterfalls. And this is the top, where you may sit in your throne and feel like a queen or a king. And where we are up in the sky. See? We're up in the middle of nowhere. You can build really high up in this house. Ample domicile. That is my glow house, one of my first houses, so it's not nearly on this scale. Hope you guys aren't bored. Once I finish all these tours, I'll call it, but just thought I'd show you. I don't often talk about my own homes, so thanks, Franca. It is quite a view. I've updated this home with every new glowy plant we got, so you probably have seen it because I continually come back and add things. But this was my original glow garden. Just all of the glowy plants. And then I did a traditional Argonian interior. Yum yum. With a nice little bath. So this was my Argonian home. Traditional. Ebony Falask. This was an entry to a contest for ESO Housing Network, which required very specific items in it. So it required a pet, a mount, rather, a certain plant, a certain trophy, things like that. And I ended up making it. It was supposed to be a frost monster of types. So here it is. This is what it looked like. A winter surprise is what it was called. Now there's no EHT in here other than that. And I think I added the floor after because there wasn't any EHT allowed in the contest and I don't think I included it. But this is, he's the winter surprise. He's a monster. Best I could do. So, this lost, shockingly. That's sarcasm, by the way. Let me check my permissions. Yeah. Flaming Nyx. This was a small contest challenge for BMW. We were supposed to create, and this is missing something because it needs a fountain in it, which I removed at one point. This was supposed to be a beach, a little beach done in miniature. I was happy with it, but I lost. I'm okay with that. I'm just letting you know what the results are. There was a fountain here. I will put it back at some point. But the idea was is you're in a little mini beach. Let me fix this. Yeah. Okay. See? You're at the beach. $30 items or less. I'm not going to do Matisse. Matisse's been taken apart. Cold Harbor is my colored rooms. It's in a giant aquarium of sorts. It's supposed to be Oblivion's Meridia's realm, which is the colored isles, which is, it looks a lot like ocean. It has tons of tall coral and things like that. So this is what that was supposed to be. It is very EHT heavy. Give it a moment to load. There we go. Limited visitor, okay. So we've got lots of little details. EHT allows for jumping frogs. So I had jumping frogs over here. It has fishies. You have pets and plant life and all sorts of movement and action and stuff like that. So this was supposed to be ocean-like. The ground has changed somewhat from when I originally did it, and I need to fiddle with it because originally this did not look as sandy as it does now. It looked less sandy and more watery. But something changed in the textures, and I need to go back and fiddle with it. But for the time being, this is close enough to what I intended that I'm okay with it. But you get the general idea. It's supposed to be like an ocean-like coral encrusted area. And the fishies are the best. I love the fishies. And there's bubbles coming up from all of the clams. Thank you. Except there's no Little Mermaid in it. You have Meridia, not the Little Mermaid. So here's Meridia doing her thing. And that's that. That's the whole thing. It's my colored rooms. I'm not gonna... Hundings has one little cute tiny build, which is it has my fireplace in it. So we'll quickly look at the fireplace and then move on. It used to be a murder mystery build, but I've killed it since. It is no longer a murder mystery build. Whoops. And here's my, this is my, oh, I had a work in progress over here, but I never ended up doing anything with it. This is my fireplace. Remember J Hart had his fireplace contest? Well, because I'm contrarian, I decided to do a water place. It does have fire in it. There is fire there. But I did do water instead of fire on purpose to be difficult. But this was my fireplace. I was happy with it. It didn't win. That's okay. It's not all about winning. I don't think I have a current build at my Telgalen. It used to have a build. That does not now. Enchanted Snow Globe is quick. This is my water slide, which did win. This was an entry for 2020, which is you have to use 20 of 2 different types of items. Jerry Hart did this contest, and so I decided to do a water slide. So I have 20 orcish tents, which have slippery on the top, and 20 waterfalls, because I'm ridiculous and I spend a lot of money on it. So here's the slide, but I'll show you how it works. It's fun. Hopefully. Yeah, it's still visitor. You just go up to the top here, and then you go over to the slide, and you can jump down, and as you can see, there's the target at the end. Yeah, it was expensive. And then off we go. Whee! You're all welcome to try out my slide. That's the water slide. Lots of fun. Eventually I'll put something else in here, but I just love the water slide so much. My Forsaken, we'll look at quickly, was a orc party for J Hart. And it's supposed to be a village of 4 orcs, and then the orcs' castle, aka the stronghold, shows how the rich side lives. But there's a lot of party games, and there's party feast, and there's all sorts, and there's band, and there's all sorts of stuff going on in the big house. But you get to see how the other half lives first. I don't know why I went that direction with it, but I did. So what I did is, I have a little farm here. Let's see what my permissions are. Okay, limited visitor. And then you have each of these homes, and these homes are enterable. And then you can see, you know, this guy's got carrots for dinner. I mean, that's all he's got. This person, go in here, and they've got, at least they've got a bunch of melons. There's a cow. These are the hardworking people. This guy's is a spinner, or a dyer, or some sort of cloth worker. And then you go up to the rich people who have been having a party. You go inside. Let it load. And you've got over here a nice full kitchen. And then you have, this was a feast. I actually took it apart and used it in a different house. I often try not to do that, but I did it here and I don't have much regret. And then over here is the bedroom, bathroom. And then you have the games. So this is a board game that I kind of invented with timers and the little pieces. And then this is obviously a type of bowling or 9 pins, whatever you want it to be. Over here you have, you know, you can play with this little game. I consider this a game. I don't know what it's supposed to be really. And then you have ping pong. And then you have the band, who's awesome. I love the band. And the little goat who is playing piano for the band. So that's what that is. See, do I have any more? Oh goodness. So my Stay Moist is my most recent build. My Stay Moist is my Sheogorath build. It also didn't win. It was for DDA also. It's kind of seeing a trend here. J-Heart ones I occasionally win. DDA ones I never win. And this is supposed to be Sheo is no fool was the name of the contest. There's a lot of effects in it, and I think that's probably part of why it failed. It was because some people in this guild do not like effects. But let it load. Okay, and we've got the effect that says look up is because that's 100 towers high. And then we've got Sheo. The moonsugar's in the middle, and then the Sheo mirrors. You guys helped me build this one, I think. Or at least I built it on stream. Floating upside down things is very Sheo. We have fishies jumping. Books stacked, which is very Sheo. Buckets loading themselves full of water. And then the outside is a tower. This is obviously not what the outside of Stay Moist normally looks like. And inside, we have Sheo and the purple and yellow divisions. And over here, I have purple flowers, and here I have yellow flowers. And so it's butterflies around his face, the whole thing. So this is my most recent build. I think that might be it. That's actually done. Humble Mud. I'm not going to show you that yet. I'll show you my Alvalothi. Humble Mud is going to be in an upcoming contest, so I didn't want to show it yet. And this is Alvalothi, which was one of my first builds, and you may have seen it recently, so I apologize for that. But this is pre-EHT, so I did it by hand. It's getting harder and harder for me to build without EHT. I just don't get as inspired with ideas. But this was supposed to be, this was for Valentine's Day contest. This was an J-Heart contest. It didn't win, which is fine. Because it was I didn't know it at the time, but it was very much a starting out attempt. Now it has EHT in it. It didn't before. But it was like a baby starting out attempt. And you have flowers leading you up to where you're supposed to go. This is supposed to be a romantic home. And then here's the piece de resistance, which is the nice little romantic spot up here with the bath and the food and the view and that. Kragan Home. We're almost done. Kragan Home is my current entry into the garden contest for DDA. We'll see how it does. This won a contest for J-Heart, the Kragan Home contest. He had a contest in which we were to decorate our Kragan homes and see what we could do with it. And I went in a different direction than most people. I decided to make it a garden, even though it was an interior house. I don't know what made me think of it, but somebody turned off my fountain. Why would you turn off my fountain? Seriously, guys? You turned off my fountain? Why would you do that? I shouldn't have left the permissions on. How could you do that, you assholes? They did that on purpose. What a shitty thing to do. They did that on purpose. I'm actually really mad about that. I'm actually really pissed. It's limited visitor. How could it be off? Maybe it wasn't limited visitor when it happened. That is really upsetting. Anyway, this was that house. This is, it seems to, you know, I swear to God, things move in these homes without us moving them. I really think so, because it just looks to me like shit's just moving. This tree, for example, was not in my fountain. whatever. Next, not gonna think about it. St. Helens was my entry for the campsite. I don't think it won. That's okay. For Housing's Finest, it was kind of an experiment for myself with only 30 items available. We're almost done. Here you go. So you've got, this is St. Helens. It's just a little campsite. Let's make sure that no one can, I guess you could turn off my fire. We'll see if anyone's messing with me. There you go. It's just a little campsite. I think there's one more. Two more? Two more. One is Mournoth. Mournoth is my breeze home. It's an exact replica of Breeze Home in Skyrim, if you've ever seen that. It was an entry for DDA's Return to Skyrim, and it didn't win. I know, you're shocked. You might think that an exact replica of a house from Skyrim, down to where the bread was, would have won, but not in DDA. Sorry, I'm a little bitter about, not about this house, but about what some of the people in DDA say to me, which isn't very nice. So, here we go. It's an exact replica of Breeze Home. I made that. So, I'm very happy with this house. I showed this off yesterday, though, so I'm not going to stay here long. And then the final house I'll show you is my Cliff Shade, which I also showed off yesterday, so it'll be very quick. But this was a restaurant, I can never remember her name. Altiji, which is a Khajiit Altmer fusion restaurant. And this was an entry for J Heart, and no, it was DDA, and it didn't win. And then the sink itself was an entry into Housing's Finest Builders tiny contest. I had moved my sink over to a different house. Now I've returned it, so we'll just poke on through really quickly. Figured I'd give you the grand tour of all of my stuff. And that's that. We won't be looking at my stuff again anytime soon. So, and then my favorite, which is my cappuccino maker. So we're going to call this, and I will be back tomorrow, and I will be doing EU then. So have a good one, and I'll see you all later.